We were shooting for 2 days when Dennis arrived. And Dennis told me the first time we sat down, he said, I read the script and I really don't like any of my dialogue, so I'm not going to say any of that. And so Dennis would come in the morning and tell me, basically, say, I'm going to probably say something along these lines, or something along these lines. And Dennis began to improvise pretty much all of his dialogue.
Lucy, I'm home!
And so consequently, there were, and there were some great improvisations. Don't get me wrong, it was some funny stuff, but there was stuff that was in the script that we kind of needed for story development that just never got into the script.
This is Dennis in the morning. Like, Dennis comes walking out of his trailer, he's got a newspaper, and he's walking by reading his newspaper. And like, the crew guys go, "Good morning, Dennis." And he's like, "Uh-huh." Never looks up. Who does that to people? I mean, to me, I don't understand that. That's not the camaraderie that you want to create on a set.
Dennis at the time was also shooting his HBO show. And so they were on a different schedule than we were on. And so rather than our weekends being Saturday, Sunday, our weekend became, I think, Monday, Tuesday, which of course was not what our crew agreed to. And so our crew became very unhappy with this because they weren't spending the weekends with their family. They were working the weekends, and then Monday, Tuesday they were off, and they weren't having weekends for the duration of the shoot. So again, that pissed off our Canadian crew. Dennis would come in the morning and he'd send his assistant to me and say, "Dennis is really tired. Can we shoot him out today?" And I'd go, "Yeah, okay, all right, we'll shoot him out." So basically what we would do is we would shoot Dennis's side of every scene. And then when we turned around, the other actors would have to read with the script supervisor. So of course that made all the actors angry at Dennis because he wasn't there for them. And of course there was the other problem that a lot of the stuff that Dennis was saying, we were getting as much of it as the script supervisor could possibly remember, but it didn't necessarily jibe with what the other actors, with their dialogue and the lines that they had memorized. Sometimes these things just didn't fit together very nicely.
Dennis came in with not so great of an attitude, plus him and the director not getting along. He just felt like he felt alone, and he was very sarcastic all the time, but that's his sense of humor. And so a lot of people didn't understand it. There was times when, he would make me do scenes that were very intense scenes and he would not be there. So I would have to do it with the script girl. And that's no fun, and that's not nice. And so, by the end of it, I wasn't too happy with Dennis because I was like, dude, I mean, you can't stay another hour and get on your private plane and go home after that.